Welcome to another episode of World Sports Radio. I'm your host, Talk Ted, and I'm going to be also working with my man, Courtside Dave. He's going to be plugging in and out, giving us some stats and information. But we're just going to talk about some of the games we got actually that happened last night, and as well as some of the major games going on tonight. Yesterday, you had a good game between the Brooklyn Nets and the Miami Heat. And the score was ended up being like 110-95. It seemed like KD and Kyrie Irving was seamless, man. They did their thing the other night. Miami seemed like they're still trying to get things together after that little blow-up argument between Udonis Haslem and Jimmy Butler. It seems like they're trying to put it together. I hope it's not too much of a distraction. They don't need distractions now going towards the playoffs. But like I said, I'm hoping that, as far as Brooklyn Nets concerned, they can get Ben Simmons back. We don't know how the situation with his back is, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, the thing with Jimmy Butler, man, that's interesting, man. I don't know exactly what they were arguing over, but obviously, it didn't resonate well with the coach as well as Udonis Haslem, man, and they kind of like was ripping into Jimmy Butler, man. And hopefully, like I said, they can, take something good out of this situation and basically build on it going towards the playoffs. I think that Miami is a good team. I think they're a team that's going to be in the thick of things. Now, whether they can make it, to the finals, I don't know, but we'll see. But
he played good defense on Kyrie, so he did it. Kyle Lowry also. They all chipped in, and Bam Adebayo on the pick and roll. They pretty much shut the Kyrie down to 11 points.
Yeah. But like I said, the whole team played. Like I said, even if Kyrie or KD, one of those guys have an off night, the other guy's on, and the team plays around those guys, it should be no issue with the Brooklyn Nets, man. I think they got a lot of firepower, man. I always said that, and if they can put that together with some defense, I think they're gonna be okay, But
they definitely known for their defense.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, they got your boy, the rookie. He's no rookie no more, but Tyler Hero coming off the bench, man. He's just definitely a spark off that bench for Miami.
Yeah,
he should be starting. But
I see that guy possibly leaving Miami once he gets to. I don't know if they re-sign him yet or give him an extension, but I can see that guy starting for any team in the league, man. The guy's a hell of a player, man.
Right.
Yeah, I can see him possibly leaving Miami, or they're going to give him a nice contract. I don't know.
Drummond, man, he played pretty damn good last night. He caught that fast break dunk where he threw the peace sign up. I thought that was a signature moment for the night.
He was trying to duplicate the cheetah, man. When he be running down into the end zone, and he gives the peace sign because nobody catching him. So he tried to do his version of that in the basketball game. So I guess it was pretty cool. Because I believe that he was courtside, watching the game. So I think it's a good look,
Yeah. Blake Griffin came off the bench, and he hit about three big shots, man, threes at that. Blake Griffin, the game was pretty much out of hand at that point. I mean, they blew him out about a halftime, but and your boy for Miami, I forgot his name, the other guy, the shooter. He was a non-factor, man.
You talking about the other Miami shooter?
55, yeah.
Yeah. Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson was.
Yeah.
He was a non-factor.
He's a streaky shooter. I mean, when he's on, he really can put up numbers, and he's a very streaky shooter sometimes, I don't know if that's based on the offense or matchups that they're playing for that night, because some nights he really come off pretty well,
All right. Well, the other game you was talking about was that Memphis and Bucks game.
This is a very interesting game. Let's talk about that, man. Yeah, I saw the highlights of this game, man. What I thought was interesting, the glaring thing is that John Morant didn't even play, and they basically blew the Bucks out. I mean, those guys stepped up, man. They did their thing, man. From Brooks to Bangs, the shooting guard. I forgot the brother's name, man. He fooled and had 23 points the other night.
Yeah, Desmond Bang.
Yeah, man. Now the other cat. What's the other young man's name? What's his name? The guard.
Brooks.
No, Brooks played well, but the other guard, the one that had the big night, man, he had like 23 points, man.
Oh, you talking Milton?
Milton killed him, man. Every time the Bucks try to do something, this guy come out and hit a big basket, man. It's all jump shots, man. So I thought that was I think about this now. Memphis has handled every top team in the league and beat them. That's something to talk about. I mean, in this game last night, they didn't even have John Morant. So what is that telling you, Dave, about how good this team really is?
All right, they definitely a balanced team.
Yeah, I think they may have one of the best balanced teams, and they have a pretty strong bench. They got a pretty good big man. The kid Jackson has having this quiet impact here than anybody else. I think Memphis is going to make some noise in the playoffs, man. Hopefully John Morant comes back. He's okay, and I see this team making some. I don't know if they're going to get to the finals, but I think they're going to put in some work on some teams, man. And you never know. You come in hot, healthy. You never know. They might make a run for it. You never know.
Yeah, it's like a nonstop attack. Even when the bench comes in the game,
right?
I mean, they just as good as the some of them are just as good as the first unit. So,
right.
I feel you on that. And your boy Jaren Jackson, man, he was playing some good D on Giannis as well. And Steven Adams, they held Giannis down in the paint.
And Adams, man, nobody
talks. I wish Middleton could have did more, to help Giannis out. But
that's the whole thing, man. When it's a certain kind of chemistry that the Bucks got to have. I mean, they can have an overall, but let me tell you something. They're not going to go nowhere without Middleton having some big games. They need his production, man. You know what I mean? Because I don't know if anybody off the bench or some of the other guys are going to put in.
Drew Holiday, and they got Drew Holiday. And you got Lopez that just came back, Brook Lopez. So
right. He's still trying to get his feet underneath him. Whatever, I don't know what kind of injury he had, but he still has to get into the thick of things, the rhythm, and build some chemistry with the guys because he was out for a while. So, but I don't have the Bucks repeat for the title anyway. So it's a moot point. I think they're going to be pretty okay, but they're not coming out of the East now.
Who you think gonna knock them off?
I think if they come against either Philly or the Brooklyn Nets, they're going to knock them off.
Right.
And you never know. In Atlanta, my man Trae Young, you never know if they meet against Trae Young. Trae Young might put some work in on him. I don't know.
Right, man. Hey, let's talk about your Celtics, man.
Well,
they be facing the Minnesota today, man. In a little bit, a couple hours from now.
That's a good test for them, man, today. To see if that chemistry is still there between Brown and Tatum. It seems like Brown has embraced his role as being the second fiddle guy, or in this case, Robin. It's Tatum's team. Collectively, they're playing very well. They're probably playing their best basketball right now. With Harford and everybody, Tice, everybody chipping in, doing their thing, man. And what's the guard name? The kid name was White, I think it is.
White. I thought you said Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart, man.
Yeah, Smart.
Derek White. Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah, man, the chemistry is there, man.
Do you remember that dunk that Jason Tatum posted when he posterized Cat with?
Yes. Yeah.
That was crazy.
And I know,
but that'll be the key matchup today, man.
Right.
Tatum versus Karl Anthony Towns, man. I guess Horford gonna really have to step up, man, and see if he can contain Cat. Definitely.
Absolutely, man. Cat has probably been salivating at the mouth to get back to these guys because what they did to them the time they played them. So I'm quite sure Cat gonna be ready to have a big game tonight.
Right. And I'm kind of waiting for D'Angelo Russell to show up. I mean,
what's
going on with him?
Yeah, D'Angelo is good, man. He's been having he's kept a pretty decent season, man. He's been playing well.
Right.
He's been giving them, and he starts, I believe. Does he come off the bench?
Yeah, he do.
Oh, he starts, right? Yeah, he's another good, smooth, left-handed guy. He keeps things balanced. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, and they got the other kid, the kid from Georgia, man. He's gonna be tough, man. Give him another 1 year of training and conditioning under his belt.
You're talking about Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards is tough, man. I'm telling you,
right.
on this guy. I mean, he has, Jordan-like potential. I'm not saying he's gonna be like Jordan, but the guy can be definitely a dynamic player in this league.
Hey, yep. Don't forget about Pat Bev, man. Pitbull.
Listen, man. The Pitbull always bring that defense, man. That Chicago style in your face defense, man. You can't. That's
that Joker smile.
Yeah. That smile. Don't think that's not a
that
smile.
Joker smile right there, man.
That's that.
Pat Bev be putting in some work on the offense too now.
Oh yeah, he's not a bad offensive player, man. He's not a bad offensive player. His jumper is decent to keep the defense honest. I will say that. Like I said, he's a hell of a defensive player, and he brings a lot of leadership. I mean, this guy brings a lot of leadership. Also, he's a veteran player. So, and they need that at that team. The Minnesota Timberwolves need that.
Yeah, I noticed Horford starting to take on his OG role a little more, man, and I'm
Yeah, well, they need to have a guy to be a leader, man, because one thing about Tatum, he's a silent leader. He's not a guy that's very vocal, and neither is Brown. And I think,
right. I mean, and they got a defensive team around them. They with Smart, Brown and Horford. So Tatum,
right.
They just leaning on Tatum to take care of the offense. And it's not like he trash on defense either. He's not trash.
I mean, he can play a little bit better.
It's just not what he is on offense.
Yeah. I mean, I think if they want to make a deeper run into the playoffs and also may go for a championship run, he's going to have to play better defense. He got to get some more rebounds. Absolutely, no doubt about that.
Well, another game we got tonight is the Lakers versus New Orleans Pelicans.
Jeez, I don't know what to even say with this game, Dave. I mean,
man, I'm gonna go ahead and say it on record, man. I got faith, man. LeBron, the Lakers is gonna turn it around. I mean, I ain't the biggest LeBron fan, man, but I done seen it over and over. This guy, he's a crammer, man. He don't care about the regular season. He'll turn it on. So, I mean, this is like the perfect position they in right now is the perfect storyline. I mean, the NBA is full of storylines, and so I don't see why not. They're getting AD back shortly. So LeBron gonna really have to activate his playoff mode that he always brag about, but he's gonna have to lead them boys. I think BI will be suiting up for New Orleans tonight, so he's gonna be matched up against him.
Okay.
But Russell Westbrook, you can depend on Russ, man, to be there. Russ is
right.
So. I mean, what you say about also you got the New Orleans Pelicans, but I'll let you go ahead.
Well, I tell you, man, you're right about LeBron, man. If he's going into the playoffs and has a shot at making the playoffs, you never bet against LeBron. There's no doubt about that. I'm a big fan. Even though I'm a Celtics fan, I'm a big fan of LeBron. I think he's, like I said, on that Mount Rushmore. I won't get into all that, but if they're gonna make a run, it got to start now. If they can get Anthony Davis back to the point where, like I said, depending on his injury and how he comes back, that's going to be a key situation as well. I think Westbrook is just trying to fit in and do what he can, and I think he's been playing, man. I think it's not his best basketball, but I mean the guy gives 110% effort every night. You can't ask for anything else. I think the other guys have to step up. So that's from Carmelo Anthony. Everybody is going to be a committee thing every night, but everybody got to do their job in order for Lakers to even have a shot for the playoffs as well as make a run in the playoffs.
Malik Monk, man, he really he steps up.
Well, I'll tell you, Malik, man, I think he can do a little bit more. You know what I mean? He's a hell of an athlete. He's a streaky shooter, but he plays D, and I think he's a hell of an athlete. So I think he can do some more. The ball was in his hands a little bit at the right spots. I think he can do a little bit more.
Right, man. Well, we can't sleep on them Pelicans now. They ain't no easy out.
Well, listen, man.
The boys come with that scoring power. They come with it, man. CJ McCollum, man, he's been averaging since joining the Pelicans. He's been averaging 26 points a game.
Yep.
Man, he really make it tough to defend New Orleans, man. The way they stretch the court, man. Him and Brandon Ingram.
Right.
I don't know, man. I'm looking for B.I. to really get it going, get back to his old self tonight also, man.
Well, I tell you, man, Ingram is a hell of a player, man. I'm probably sure the Lakers are probably saying, damn, we should have not traded him as opposed to keeping Kuzma at the time where they ended up trading anyway. But I tell you one thing, and McCullough makes them have so many different kind of dynamic looks on that offensive end, and he's a hell of a player. He plays every night. He's a true professional. So yeah, I think they're gonna be okay. I don't know what the story is with Zion. He's he's doing videos looking at him dunking. But I tell you one thing, when I saw the video of him dunking, first thing came to my eye was like, man, this guy's still eating the same way he's been eating, man, eating well. So I don't know. I think this guy needs to lose a couple pounds, man, just me personally. With his kind of body type and the way he, jumps and things of that nature, I think that would go a long way for him. But like I said, I hope he comes back healthy. Rumor has that he doesn't want to be there. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I tell you, as far as the center is concerned, that center is probably one of the most underrated centers in the league. He's a hell of a player as well.
Valanciunas.
Yeah, he's tough, man. He's tough. And I was really surprised the Raptors had got rid of him. But
right.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting. But this is one of those games that I would say is a 50-50 game. LeBron definitely needs this game. I don't think the Pelicans are playing for anything, I don't think, to my knowledge. But it starts now.
Right.
It starts now with the Lakers. We'll see what happens.
Right. We later on, the Jazz versus the Mavericks, Luka versus Spider-Man.
Yes.
So that's going to be a hell of a matchup. I would say that Gobert is really going to have to help out with Luka, keeping him off out of that paint, because Luka can do damage down there in that paint, man.
What?
He just
we
already know what he could do from the perimeter.
Well, I tell you, man, I realized, man, we talked about it, briefly. We touched on these matchup situations, and I realized that Luka Doncic, man, like when our Celtics played against him, when they beat us the other couple games ago, I noticed that they had our center guarding this guy, which tells me that a lot of guys in those 2 and 3 positions can't really guard this dude. The fact that you got to he's a pretty big size guy. He's kind of husky, and he's very good with his body. And like I said, you play at his speed, he's gonna crush you, man. You got to make this guy speed up or double.
Man, I'm gonna go. I got a whole different perspective on that, man. It's kind of borderline.
What's that? Say it again.
It's kind of borderline, conspiracy, but I just feel like, like there's no way in the hell a power forward should be guarding a guard as the primary matchup. Why are you putting, like, when they play your Celtics, why is Al Horford guarding this guy and not Jaylen Brown? Well, I think that's done. That's done by design. That's intent, because it's intended that way because hey, man, the NBA is all about trying to sell their game. It's a business. And they trying to make it appealing, all the scoring that Luka's doing, making him a superstar, appealing to the European crowd over there. They lost a lot of the China fan base, but I just don't see why would you put a slow foot big on Luka. And when they put Jaylen Brown on him, Jaylen Brown minimized him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna say he stopped him, but he pretty much stopped him. He did. He couldn't get nothing. You know what I mean? Luka is a slow-footed guy. He depends on foul calls.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I like his game from the perimeter. You know what I mean? But I just don't. I don't know why all these teams throw their bigs at him. He's like what 6'6", 6'7", 6'6" at that. He's not that big.
He's about 6'6".
He's got weight on him, but these guys got length in the paint. I mean, it's just like they still gotta. I mean. As long as you have a help guy, if he beats your guard, which I don't see him beating your guard because he's a slow guy, man. He depends on step back travels and all of that. I just don't. I ain't feeling it, bro. I'm not seeing what you're seeing.
Yeah,
I'm seeing some corruption. I'm seeing the coach putting the wrong guy on this guy on purpose, man. I'm seeing point shaving going on. That's what I'm seeing. That's trying to see Luka play. I'm not seeing the athleticism. We know it takes athleticism. I mean, I understand.
Right.
This guy can control the pace with, slow the game down and all that. But man, you can't slow a game down. You can't. It ain't but so much you can slow a game down with. You got to have speed in order to slow it down at that.
Well, let me add on to
Baron Davis of the world. Go ahead.
Let me add on to what I was saying regarding him. Maybe I can add a little bit more onto it. Well, listen, he plays at a certain speed, but let's talk about how crafty this guy is, okay? And I think the
After
reason
getting foul calls.
yeah, I think the reason why they put Williams on him is because all right, he got a lot of length. Okay, Williams is pretty quick on his feet a little bit, but Harford, I didn't understand that. Harford is a smart, intelligent player, but defensive wise, I think that was a mismatch. But as far as like Doncic, I think the reason why they do these funny matches when they play certain teams because they don't want their superstar player to get in foul trouble. I think he's very crafty in what he does. He can draw
That's a
fouls.
good point.
And I think that's the reason why the matchups are the way they are with this guy. And you're right. Yeah, back in the days we talked about it, as far as like Imano, but obviously teams don't feel like losing their guys and having their guys on the bench that are scoring and, having to play this guy because he's so crafty. And he has a handle. It's nothing. He has a pretty damn good handle for a guy 6'7". He handles like a point guard. Okay?
Yeah, you remember that comment he made and he said the NBA is easier to score than overseas. That's a loaded statement right there. Like it's a lot in what he said, man, because basically the NBA is soft and they're giving him all the foul calls that he don't get overseas.
But also, too, we talked about this one day in one of the other shows that the NBA players don't play the defense like they close out. The defense is not like
they discouraged from playing defense because of the corruption of the whistle.
Yeah, they just put their hand up, shoot over me. Guys, I remember back in the days, they would actually compete with that jumper. They would contest the jumper and try to block it.
But check it out, though. You know how they say in defense, don't when you extend your arms, don't lean them don't extend your arms forward, just straight up.
Right.
But you got the guys doing that in the NBA right now today, and they still getting a foul called on them.
Yeah,
so that discourages the player from playing defense. That basically nullifies the defensive specialist guy on your team. Well, you got to be like beyond a defensive specialist. You got to be like Kawhi Leonard in order to play this guy because of the corruption of the whistle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I tell you one thing, like it should be one rule I think they should change in the league, and maybe this may happen years from now. Like, say for instance, if you Luka Doncic and I'm like Patrick Beverly, for instance, okay, and I'm guarding Doncic, I'm guarding you. I should be allowed to play you a little bit more aggressively because you're the taller guy. Okay, so like I said, the stiff arms, they got rid of the stiff arms, so you can't really stiff arm. I believe me, if they had the stiff arm rule, I don't think this guy would be as effective. I think he'll be effective, but not as effective as he is. But to me, it's like you got a guy guarding you, and you got the height over him. You're bigger than him. You should be able to play him a little bit more chest to chest, a little more tougher.
Right. And don't get it twisted, man. Like I love Luka. You know what I mean? Like I like him coming out of overseas.
Right.
So when a lot of guys, it was like Tim Lager and all those guys on Sirius XM saying, "Hey, man, he's too slow-footed." That's why he kind of dropped a couple spots in the in the draft. They thought he was going to go number one overall, but he dropped a couple spots. DeAndre Ayton went there number one. Right. But I really do like Luka, though. I just don't like the corruption of the whistle. Like it's like they anticipate fouls or they give them late calls and stuff. But I don't want to. Enough of that, man. A person we miss and we forget a lot of times is the dark horse of this thing is Spencer Dinwiddie. He hasn't been getting much credit, granted, he did just get there, but he's been hitting game winners like back to back.
Yes.
He is the sleeper on that team.
Yeah, could you imagine if
he's taking that spot from Tim? He's replacing that role of Tim Hardaway. Go ahead, go.
Yeah, you don't even hear nothing about Tim Hardaway too much. Now Spencer's there. You notice that, right?
Oh no, he's injured.
He's injured. Okay.
Yeah, he's injured.
Yeah. I mean, to me, this guy Spencer is more. He's more consistent. He knows his role. Tim Hardaway, on the other hand, he could be a little streaky sometimes. But he's on, man. He's doing his thing. But for a guy that's been in the league so many years, he doesn't even have a handle, which is unbelievable compared to how good his father was with his handle. So I find that kind of interesting. He's just a shooter, you know what I mean? And but Spencer Dinwiddie, he can play the point, he can play the two, you know what I mean? And he can shoot. So I think that was a great pickup for Dallas. I think it was definitely showed in the playoffs, definitely. So and that overall team they played.
It'll be a good matchup. It'll be a good matchup between Donovan Mitchell and Luka. I think Donovan Mitchell, he's gonna really have to step it up. He really is. I think the the Utah Jazz, they got Hassan Whiteside backing up Rudy Gobert, just in case he get in foul trouble. But I mean, they I mean, I do see Luka. I mean, Luka having his way a little bit with the smaller guards, Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell. They got the other guard,
Clarkson.
00. I forgot his name.
From the Lakers. Clarkson? Was it Clarkson?
Clarkson, yeah, Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah.
Another like Terry said, another one of them Kardashian victims, but yeah, man. So it'll be like you say, man. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that game.
Absolutely.
So I mean,
it's a good slate of games on today, man, and some good basketball. Like I said, these teams are making. This is a playoff race run. So it's going to be interesting, man. They're getting the guys ready and tuned up and ready for the playoffs. Right.
Well, I can't forget, about my sons, man. We on the way right now to watch my sons play versus Joel Embiid and James Harden, man. Them 76ers. Got to be there courtside for that game. So,
well, listen, man.
We'll see. Hopefully, we'll see, man. Hopefully, James Harden don't duck Devin Booker, because I'm telling you, Devin Booker going to give him work.
Listen, man.
Devin Booker is balling, man. It ain't a shot he can't make. It ain't a pass he can't make. I mean, he giving you effort on the defensive end. Devin Booker really, he on another level right now. And the team's going to really have to help out and play some defense. He's going to be chasing Devin Booker. He's going to be chasing him around.
Let me tell you something. As much as I like Devin Booker, and I agree with you 100%, Dave, but the key to them winning the championship, you know what I'm going to say, right?
What's that? Go ahead.
It's going to be Ayton, baby. Ayton is the key to winning the whole thing is Ayton. Let me tell you something. I don't know if you know, he's been putting up some decent numbers, some good numbers, and doing his thing, all right? They got to keep him involved and engaged, because if he's not, they will not win a championship. I'm saying that today, but
well, it's more so he's going to have to definitely play better defense, because, he cost them that championship when, Giannis took his heart down there in the paint. And Giannis was just having his way,
Well, let me tell you something. If he keeps this guy, this is a good matchup for him tonight against Embiid. I mean, Embiid is one of the possible MVP for this season. I think if he can keep Embiid and do his thing offensively, I think Ayton is just as much as an offensive scorer than Embiid is. He just don't get the ball that much because he has a bunch of scores on the team. So I think that's going to be a key matchup. Can Ayton keep Embiid honest today?
Yeah. Well, you got Chris Paul. He's back now.
Chris Paul's back. This should help them This should help them because he's not coming up with a pull hamstring or nothing like that. He's coming in, kind of rested a little bit. This might actually help Phoenix Suns, believe it or not.
Right. Definitely.
So,
another guy that people sleeps on, they forget about to account for is Jay Crowder, man. He will hit that shot for you when you need it in the clutch.
Yeah, Jay Crowder is more.
That's what makes the team so dangerous, man.
Not only that,
you got guys like Crowder and Cam Johnson.
Yeah. Well,
and not to forget about Bridges. I mean, you know the makeup.
Oh yeah, and listen, their team is powerful. They got a bunch of good guys coming off the bench. They got guys who know they role. But one thing about Crowder, man, Crowder is not only is a guy hit the big shots, but he's almost like a slash enforcer a little bit. I mean, he does the tough assignments every night. Crowder sometimes, he'll guard a LeBron James or he'll guard one of these guys, and Crowder's tough, man. So he's the guy that really gives us some leadership as a guy that's been in the league for a little while too. So yeah, I think it's a good look for Crowder.
All right, so let me get your predictions, man, on the games for the Celtics. Just real quick, Celtics versus Timberwolves. I know you ain't gonna go against your team.
No, I got the Celtics to win this game tonight. Hopefully it should be a good game, of course. And like I said, we're getting ready for the playoffs, man.
I do. I think they're in playoff form as well, man. I got the Celtics. Also, the other game is Lakers versus Pelicans. Who you got?
Man, to be honest with you, I can't even call it, man. To be honest with you, the way Lakers been playing, man. But you know what? If anything, bet the king. Put your money on the king.
Hey, look, I'm going for the Lakers. You already know. I'm going for the Lakers. I believe in the comeback story, man. Call me delusional. I don't care. So, yeah. And ain't no way I'm going to bet against my sons, bro. Ain't no way, man.
This is a good, this is a good
I got
test.
the Suns. I don't care about Harden and Embiid. They're gonna have to play some defense. The Suns gonna
Listen,
stretch them out to the max on that
yeah, they're gonna
perimeter.
have to play defense, but let's see. It's gonna be a great matchup tonight. I look forward to seeing this game. If it's gonna be telecast, and I hope you guys enjoy the game. Going to the game today. I hope you have a great time.
Right, and like I told you, don't forget about the two key guys, man, Crowder and Cameron Payne. So
Nah, man, the key
that's
guy is
it.
Aiden. The key guy is Aiden. Watch me when I say it. It's Aiden.
Yeah,
DeAndre Aiden is the key guy. Believe me.
yeah.
He's the foundation of that team. As quiet as it's kept.
Right. And by the way, man, I didn't know about that Jimmy Butler scuffle the other night you mentioned earlier. I ain't realized that, but I'm gonna have to go back and look more into that. So
Yeah. Look into that, man, and
all
maybe
right,
find what really goes on, and hopefully they can get it together, man. Let's see what happens.
all right, man. Well, hopefully, man, they'll move on down a couple spots, man.
Right.
So we'll have some better matchups in the first round, but that's a whole nother topic. But I'm out of here, man. I'm gonna go ahead and conclude this video. This is Raw Sports Radio. If you haven't by now, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe button, and put the notification bell on all, and we'll get y'all guys in the next one. And it's my host also, Straight Talk Ted, and I'm courtside, man, and we'll see y'all.
Salute.
All right, salute. One.